guide to all of R.F. Kuang's books. She's one of my favorite authors, and I want her to be one of your favorite authors too. First up, we have the Poppy War trilogy. This is dark historical fantasy, and it's inspired by the Second Sino-Japanese War that took place in mid-20th century China. Fun fact, R.F. Kuang was actually 19 when she finished writing the first book. It was published when she was 22, but yeah, she was 19, so that didn't help me with feeling like I didn't accomplish much. I actually just started the third book. These two, this is not a joke, okay? These are devastating. So I don't even know what's gonna happen here. It's actually the only R.F. Kuang book that I haven't read yet, so the fact that this was her first completed body of work is so insane to me because it's so intricate, it's so gut-wrenching. Her writing is just beautiful. She makes the sickest things sound so beautiful. Anyway, moving on. Then a little while after, Babel comes out, and Babel made me sob like I've never sobbed before. This classifies technically as historical fantasy, but you could also say urban fantasy. This hits a lot of different marks. This is set on Oxford University's campus, and while this is still a fantasy novel, it's definitely more low fantasy than the Poppy War is. But a very intricate, unique magic system unlike anything I've ever read before. Both the Poppy War and Babel deal with topics like racism, colonialism, war, and they both do it in very different ways, but you can tell that R.F. Kuang is spreading a very similar message with both of those bodies of work. Then finally in 2023, out comes Yellowface. Yellowface felt like a curveball out of left field. I don't know anything about sports, but you get what I'm trying to say. Because this is a satirical thriller. Horrific and humorous, but also dealing with topics like white privilege, struggles with identity, imposter syndrome. It gives us a glimpse of what goes on behind closed doors in the publishing industry. This is worlds apart from her other works, but similarly doesn't shy away from very important commentary on some very heavy topics. And then finally, coming over 2 years after Yellowface, we have Catabasis that's coming out in August of this year. This is also gonna be fantasy, but it's such a unique premise. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Two students traveling to the underworld to save the soul of their academic advisor because they need a recommendation letter. Oh my God. I just literally cannot deal waiting for this book. I need it in my hands now. I am an R.F. Kuang stan. Anything that woman puts out, I'm gonna read it and I'm going to love it, no doubt. So hopefully this convinced you to pick up some of her books because what have you been doing? The time is now.